I'm actually really excited that I'm the only female in the room for this week. And we're not talking about Ronaldo.
If it's Cristiano.
It's not Cristiano.
It's not. I peeped. It's not.
Okay. We're just going to let this hang out here for a second.
Oh.
All the flopping. I saw this video the other day and I was like, I have to just. Women are so dramatic. Are we though? Are we really?
Mbappe had a couple of good ones yesterday. He
How do
rolled
you
over
feel
and then
about
just
that
kept
song? How do
rolling.
you feel about being put on blast here?
Well, no, I think it's been interesting to hear soccer fans welcome the new audience into their sport. And one thing that I've heard, and I'm a soccer just casual, but one thing that you hear is this is part of the game. Like, in basketball, we talked about this a lot when Luka in town, that there would be a lot of dramatics involved. Yeah. And they're just like, well, this is, and for me, it's really annoying to watch players flop and do all those kind of things. And then the soccer fans will tell you, no, like, you have to do this. This is how you play the game. And that's just really aggravating.
It is really aggravating.
Jonah, you'll appreciate this.
Yeah.
And PLG, I'll give you another year or so before you'll appreciate this.
Okay.
Watching men flop in soccer is like watching a toddler who is slightly inconvenienced.
Okay.
It's a good analogy.
That checks out. Yeah. They
Yeah,
ultimately
I'm well on my
immediately
way.
fall and their bodies go limp and it is really annoying to watch. It is probably my biggest gripe with soccer, but you're just not going to get foul calls unless you go down.
Unless you do it.
And it's hard because I get it and I do understand it, but also like I don't want to watch Shea be a foul merchant. I don't want to watch guys flop. I just like to see guys play through contact and through the whistle.
But then it makes me appreciate more when there's the refs that don't call those and they just let it. They're like, yeah, get up.
Yeah.
That's
and
that's the
establish
parent of the
it early.
toddler going, you're fine.
Yeah.
And as someone that watches a lot of football and hockey, it's just when you look at the physical nature of those sports, especially hockey more so, because
It's a
of
different level.
how fast-paced it is, and then you just see on the other end of the spectrum this kind of flopping. It's really crazy.
Like when guys play through the playoffs with a broken wrist,
Whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got a sprained ankle, you got to come out.
Yeah.
A shin bruise or whatever.
Yeah.
What was it, bone bruise? Anyway, that
Sod
was my
nailed
nail.
it next.
Yeah,
We
that
nailed
was my
it
nail.
next week,
Just
Sod.
calling out all of the emotional men out there.
Sod just nailed that take. It's totally right. What you got, Sod?
For me, it was Masai Ujiri because the Mavericks GM is in business now, and we saw the way that the Mavericks have gone about it since he was hired. They hired a head coach that was very out of the box, and for me, it's not the players that they got in this trade because there's a lot of wait and see of how all that stuff is going to translate. The reason why I think Masai Ujiri nailed it with this is because I think we're finally seeing a uniform way of team building, which has been lacking with the Mavericks for the last few years. You didn't know if it was Nico Harrison doing something, was Jason Kidd on board. Everything is Masai Ujiri right now. We're seeing him kind of build the team that he did in Toronto when they won the championship. It's kind of flipped a little bit in the formula because Masai built that team and then added Kawhi to take it over the top. Right here, he has his 1A in developing, which is Cooper Flagg. He doesn't have to worry about going and getting that guy. But what you're seeing is a lot of moves being made around the margins and making sure that the environment and the atmosphere is one that Cooper Flagg can grow in and develop. And that's why I like this trade, is because it's not about these big swings that if you grew up in Dallas trying to get DeAndre and Dwight Howard and
Chris Paul and all.
The Mavericks seem very content with they're not going to be a championship team in 2027, and that's okay. They're building this thing the right way, and I give Masai Ujiri a lot of credit for that.
Yep, I agree. All right.
Moving on to me. True to form. It is World Cup related.
Give me a second. Some of the text is getting cut off. I'm just adjusting the box here.
Okay.
There we go. I'm ready.
But it's World Cup related, and so it's the viewership. It's the top soccer watched matches, both United States and Belgium versus Mexico, England. Drew massive numbers. These are the top non-NFL broadcasts since the Olympics in 1994. The top two.
Wow.
And so, I mean, could you imagine had they beaten Belgium? what the next number would have been, and these are numbers with Fox and Telemundo combined, because I want to say the Fox number was like 34 million or something by itself, and then the Telemundo number on the USA broadcast was a lot higher than it has been in the previous.
Yeah, that's impressive.
It was like 22 something million on Telemundo, where previously it was like in the 7 or 8, 9 million.
That's Monday Night Football numbers for Monday Night Football.
Like it's legitimately like NFL playoff numbers that they drew. So
Jonah,
World Cup
appreciate
gets
my
nailed it
joke.
for me.
I'll say part of it is like it should. I guess I'd be a little annoyed if it wasn't, right? It's the World Cup. It's the U.S. Like those numbers should be smoking the NFL. But that just all that tells me is
NFL's king.
the NFL is an absolute beast.
Also,
here.
the World Cup is, not that you're gonna schedule things around anything else when you're on the world stage, but they have the big benefit. There's no hockey, there's no basketball, there's
No
nothing right now.
competition
You're,
right
you're
now.
just right now. All eyes are on the World Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Enough to where my dentist asked me about it yesterday. When I was he goes, like, you know how their fingers are in your mouth. He goes, you watching World Cup? And I was like, oh. Yeah. Sorry, Jonah, what you got?
No,
after that?
so Spain plays Belgium later today, spot in the semifinals on the line. But just a few days ago, Spain played Portugal here in Dallas, or Dallas Stadium in Arlington. And he got Lamine Yamal, superstar, 18-year-old, I don't know, he's like a wonder kid. He's widely considered to be the quote-unquote next Messi. That's not fair to him. That's not fair to anybody. But if there's somebody that's going to come close, it's probably him. Incredible player. And getting a fresh cut in Dallas
A little trim up.
from a Dallas-based barber. His name's Brian. You can find him on Instagram at nd.brian. And so here he
Brian
is,
with
one
a
of
Y
the
or Brian with
biggest,
an I?
one of the biggest, with a Y, one of the biggest soccer stars on the planet, and somebody we're going to be talking about for the next probably 15, 20 years.
20 years.
Getting his cuts done during his first World Cup by a barber who's based in Dallas. I think that's really cool. And
Can I
just
ask about the fact that he's using wired headphones?
That's awesome.
doing these-
They're bringing it back.
Do you know
they're
what
making
else?
us feel like unks.
Do you know what else? Do you
don't
know what else
appreciate
kids
it.
are bringing back?
What?
My 18-year-old goes, I'm stopping by Barnes and Noble to buy some CDs.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Awesome. Love it.
What?
As retro as you can go.
I
it's-
pay
it's
for
perfect.
a premium Spotify account, and you're going out and buying CDs.
Yuck.
She asked me to buy her a CD case to keep in her car.
Parenting
It is
done right.
2000
CD player.
again.
I mean, obviously,
We need cassettes. We need to bring those back.
Go
Cassettes
back to
aren't gonna come-
VHS.
Yeah.
Just little,
And
little cassette tapes.
and my husband asked her, he goes, asked me, he goes, is this the equivalent of when we got into vinyl? And I said, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
That actually, that's.
They're,
kinda-
they're
that's the
retro
con-
I'll
hip.
say this
Maybe
as
the
after
wired
getting a
earbuds
couple
are
new
too.
vinyls this past week. I'm like, yeah, that
Go to
sounds
the record
right.
shop.
Yep, it's the weird nostalgia and wanting to live in the past.